Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. This video is briefly going to discuss Thai VAT, or specifically the Thai VAT certificate and how it pertains to the Thai work permit. There's another video on this channel, or there will be soon, with specifically discussing VAT and VAT issues, more from the standpoint of an accounting perspective. This video is simply designed to discuss VAT in the context of a Thai work permit. As we discussed in a previous video on this channel, Thai Social Security or SSO registration is a necessity for those seeking a Thai work permit. I'm doing this from the context of a small business owner in the Kingdom of Thailand. So we're assuming that that foreign small business owner, they just register their 4 Thai employees, and they go ahead and get their Social Security registration done, which is a requirement to obtain one's work permit. VAT certification is also a requirement. Notwithstanding the fact that under many circumstances, certain Thai entities may be exempt from VAT, it's been my experience that one of the hard and fast rules with respect to Thai work permit issuance is the officer of the Ministry of Labor is going to want to see a VAT certificate. This can be sort of an issue, as some folks don't necessarily want to deal with VAT, and those companies that make under a certain threshold, which is discussed in another video on this topic, and will be discussed in another video on this topic, again, those companies that make under a certain threshold don't necessarily need to apply for VAT. My experience has been that that is irrelevant from purposes of Thai work permit issuance, as the Ministry of Labor does want to see that a VAT certificate has been issued on that company before they're going to even entertain the notion of going ahead and issuing a Thai work permit. So it's been my experience that Thai VAT is crucial to the issuance of a Thai work permit. Another thing to bear in mind with respect to VAT is, unlike simple company formation, VAT certification, it's a different office. For one, it's Thai Department of Revenue as opposed to the Department of Business Development, so different rules apply. And also, it's been my experience that when allowing VAT certification of a given company, there's more scrutiny that's sort of undertaken by the Thai Revenue Department with respect to whether or not they're going to actually issue the VAT certificate. And that scrutiny is going to, those folks that are looking at the overall application tend to look at things like address, other companies that are domiciled on that same address. Getting a VAT certificate, as sort of wild as it may seem from a Western context, where we come from sort of a paradigm that says, well, don't you want us paying taxes? It's been my experience that it's not necessarily the most straightforward thing to obtain a VAT certificate. And depending on the different revenue offices that one will deal with, there's sort of different peccadillos that sort of pertain to each office individually. But overall, it's been my experience that VAT certification is not a foregone conclusion. It does require an intense amount of paperwork that needs to be filled out, and it also requires one fulfill not only certain stated requirements, but also the overall application is going to be scrutinized pursuant to the discretion of the officer at hand, and as a result, it can be sort of an uncertain process. Again, legal professionals and accounting professionals can be instrumental in assisting with the ultimate registration of such matters. Firms like ours can assist with that. But I'm just bringing it up so that people are aware, especially in a Western context like me, coming from an American context. It seems sort of strange to say, wow, they're not going to let me be taxed. But it's been my experience that it's not a foregone conclusion that VAT certification is going to be approved.